is Raised in Wisco. I'm your host, Joel Clayfish, sitting alongside the luxurious, the ever tan in the sun, the travel the state, stick your hand under rocks, rappel down mountains, bungee jump, jump out of planes.
Heck yeah.
You name it. Her name's Danielle Fairman, and she rocks and rolls around the state just like Elvis. And I have the joy.
Jolvis.
The joy.
Jolvis over
That was
there.
a nickname in college. You know that, right?
Yes.
I think he just
Jolvis.
made it up.
I promise you I
It
did.
was.
Some guys called me Elvis in his later years. I don't know. Was that an insult?
Maybe
don't know.
maybe it's the hair. You have
Is
hair.
it a
You
nickname?
have good hair.
It is a little bit Elvis-y, and I would wear one of those cape things with the sequins and stuff. Those were
Prove it.
cool.
Is it
Prove
a
it.
nickname if you start it yourself?
That was
Right
that was
off
an insult.
the bat, ladies and gentlemen, the chefery of Raised in Wisco,
Insultery.
the best cook I've ever met.
Oh no.
thanks, Joel.
No doubt about it.
Your mom.
Well, my
yeah,
mom's
she's
in a
good
category
too.
I'm sorry,
by
his
herself.
mom.
Oh, no offense.
But
she's amazing.
she is in a directed category. She's a little Italian mom, first generation
She's
American.
wonderful.
Yeah, she is.
And her cooking is phenomenal. But when it comes to an actual chef, I got to tell you,
I agree.
The award-winning, classically trained French culinarian chef Ellie Lawton is part of the show, and we are awfully lucky about that because she's phenomenal. And although it has made us all a little fatter and closer to diabetic, we get to
Not
eat.
my problem.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of made me healthier too, though.
Well, we do eat healthy
Ish.
food. She does use
Not
very
today.
healthy ingredients.
Not
I'm
today.
looking at the table right now. Not today.
Chefery brought the taco johnneries.
Oh, but you got to every once in a while, you have to appreciate good culinary fast food, and Taco John's is up at the top of the
yeah.
list for me. It really is.
I will forever and always disagree with you guys. I do not understand your fascination with Taco John.
Whoa, it's
don't,
the bean
Danielle?
and meat paste.
It is. They've got like a
So
they've got like a
appealing.
meat paste.
You don't need to listen. We're outdoorsmen. We eat all of the animals and all, the things.
Yes,
A little bean and
I'm
meat
not
paste
sure.
doesn't scare us.
I think that whatever Taco
Had
John's
worse.
uses for their beef is probably just barely a step above FDA approval. I'm pretty sure. But man, oh man, it is tasty.
Oh,
and it is
yes.
pasty also. In the
Good.
in the fishbowl is Jacob. We're actually in the fishbowl in Racine at WAUK, which is awesome. Love having you with us. I'm really excited tonight because this is a symbiotic relationship we have.
Oh,
Chris Kasper is our guest tonight.
hello.
And not only did he and I meet and kind of become fast friends, but he's really my boss at the station. He's one of my bosses at the station.
Oh, good grief, I am not.
Sorry,
Well,
Chris.
sure you
Sorry
are.
you have to handle that. Sorry you have to deal with that.
Chris and I got to talk, and he helped us set up the fishbowl WFSH in Concord, Wisconsin. You know, from the museum room.
I love that room. It's a nice room.
Fantastic
Yeah,
room,
it's
great
great.
for
Goals.
radio.
Sometimes
Secret
it's cold, though.
door.
Secret door.
Yeah, there's a
That's
secret
right.
door.
Hey, well, it's not secret anymore, Chris. It's not. It's not a secret. And I never call.
Is
I
Becky aware of that door?
I don't call it a man. I don't call it a man room either because I think that there are just as many women who go in that room as men.
Okay.
Is Becky aware of that?
Oh
Danielle,
gosh.
I think we could just stay out of this
I
conversation.
feel like we need to be over here.
Oh boy. You can't win.
Danielle, just eat the Taco Johns and smile.
Yes,
Chris,
dear.
Chris and I met and became friends and realized we have a whole lot in common in our love for the outdoors. I think he left my home that day with about 30 to 40 pounds of wild game
Oh,
meat.
even better.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yum.
100% true.
And then in the following weeks, I started getting photographs of him of some of the awesome stuff he was cooking.
Ooh.
So I said, I said, please come on the show. I know, I mean,
Yep.
it's not often I get to have folks who work for Civic Media on the show with me. I've did a little bit with Maggie Dawn once. She came on my
Yes.
show. I went on hers with Danielle. And now we got Chris Kasper on the show. And I want to know, Chris, we're going to do a lot of culinary today. That's
Oh,
for sure.
shucks. This sounds
That
happens
to be my
horrible.
favorite.
I'm into it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound horrible. And that's the number one thing I get from people I run into saying, yeah, I really liked when you guys talked about this recipe. I love that you guys eat all the time. You guys seem so excited about eating. Well,
Guess
Yes,
we
we
are.
do.
you don't get this way because you're afraid of food. All right. That's all I have to say about that. But Chris, I wanted you to tell me a little bit about some of your history in the Wisconsin outdoors and what makes you love it as much as you do, and how cool it is that it ended up in a symbiosis for us to have you on our show.
Well, I'm going to come right out and say it. I'm actually from Minnesota, so I grew up in Minnesota.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
so
okay.
I always say
We
I'm
can
so
still hug.
scrawny. I'm from Minnesota.
That makes sense. That
Like
actually
my mom
makes
saw
sense.
the movie Fargo and she was offended. Like, we don't talk like that. I'm like, oh yeah, we talk like that, Mom.
Ooh,
don't
are we
you
going to do
know?
accents today on the show? I love
Oh,
accents.
he's
You
a
do
funny
love
You do
looking
them
fella,
every week.
You know.
That's true.
So my into that world was for sure through the Boy Scouts of America, and I spent my entire childhood until I was at age 18 growing up in that world, and we did a camping outing every month of the year, whether it was below zero or 100 degrees, and that's we were taught to leave things as good or better than you found them, and I spent
That's
my
good.
life growing up in that world, and that's very, very, very important to me.
Oh, so I have to ask the question. You stayed until you were 18. Did you become an Eagle Scout?
Aww.
I became very, very close. I ran out of time because I was very involved in sports and athletics and other things.
Yes.
I missed it by a few months. I
listen.
actually do have the award of merit and honor from the Boy Scouts of America.
Wow.
Which is
That is
like there
a
are
very highly
one-
acclaimed award.
There are one of those given out for every 10,000 Eagle Scouts. So I stayed in. I
10,000?
have that. Yep. Yeah. I have one
wow.
of those plaques hanging on my wall in the studio
That's
at home.
awesome.
It's a very big honor.
I love that. Joel has his canoe badge.
I do have my... She's not joking. I have
I
my
know,
canoe.
you told
You
us.
Okay,
talked
so
to us
I'm
last week about it.
but this is exciting to me because this is what Raised in Wisco is about, finding commonalities among the folks who love the outdoors of Wisconsin. And I want to talk for just a minute, and it's not going to be, I mean, you think, oh, Boy Scouts, that's a boring conversation. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Okay?
Clean.
Now say it backwards.
It
5
backwards.
times fast. Oh,
That's all
gosh.
I got. I was in your same spot, Chris. I was a life scout, and I ended up with the time running out. I was 2 merit badges and a service project short of becoming an Eagle Scout, and I sure wish I had become an Eagle Scout. But one thing I want to talk about with the Boy Scouts is that was a place I really got my roots in the outdoors of Wisconsin. Oh man, did I look forward to those jamborees and the camping. And I don't think we give enough time and credit on this show to camping. And I want to tell you that camping, if you are an outdoors person in Wisconsin, if you love fishing, if you love hiking, if you love hunting, and if you love culinary, Boy Scouts is a great way to start, and camping is at the root of that because the Wisconsin campgrounds have been absolutely integral in my childhood and being able to understand the outdoors. Not only do you get to know what there is to do, but you learn what is forageable. You can fish at almost every campground in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
A lot of campgrounds in Wisconsin, you can hunt on adjacent lands out in Ottawa.
absolutely.
All
Yeah.
over the place.
I'm out there
Beautiful
all the time.
campgrounds.
I was camping something important to you, Chris, growing up?
100%. I've that was a huge part of my upbringing, and like I said, I've camped outside 50 times when the temperature was below zero, and
Oh, yes.
Oh, I
vice
love
versa
that.
when it
Oh,
was
yes.
90 some degrees above zero. And as in Minnesota, we say it's not so much that heat, it's that gosh darn humidity.
I feel like that's everywhere.
And
Everybody says that, but I'm not 100% true. That's completely factual. I was in Arizona once, and it was about 110 degrees out and dry as a Pop-Tart, and I was still melting.
Try as the
Oh, my
Pop-Tart.
goodness.
110 degrees is still 110 degrees.
I have a question
That's the
about
way
the
that
Eagle
goes.
Scouts situation. You both ran out of time. That just means that you turned 18, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%
Bummer.
correct.
You cannot be a Boy Scout if you're 18. And
Yeah, because then it'd be Man Scouts.
They-
Remember, Danielle?
Yeah, Man Scouts.
there was a period in Danielle's life where she was interested in Man Scouts.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, here we go.
Joel, do you think that Danielle and I would have been kicked out of Girl Scouts?
I don't know.
I think we
Were
would
you-
have
were
set a
either
new
of you-
path on Girl
Yeah,
Scouts.
new
Well, I
Yes.
know this about you, Chef Lawton. You would have sold the most Girl Scout cookies. That I do
For
know.
sure. Yes.
You are a well. She's a salesman
I'm a
and a
sales
culinarian.
gal.
So
I'm a sale. Are you kidding me? I'm a fantastic
Danielle,
salesman.
I think we would have won all the awards for selling cookies for sure.
Luke, Josh's youngest, he had to go sell those tickets for the raffle for his
and
chef
you
night.
sold them for
Dude,
him.
I just took over.
That doesn't surprise me
I got
even a little bit,
$1,000
Danielle.
in 2 days.
I think sales is in your future.
I love
Why?
no. I like dirt work.
Okay.
Well, sales can be dirt work.
It could be. Okay, continue to Eagle Scouts.
So
Moving
well,
on.
but I was going to say there's a common saying in Boy Scouts. The only reason, if you're serious about being a Boy Scout and you don't get your Eagle badge, it's for one of two reasons, and they're both fumes. One is gasoline fumes, and one is perfume. And you
Oh, yeah.
get and you can get a little distracted by both. If you get into cars, I mean, because you're at that point where you can drive when you turn 16, and all of a sudden, I don't know why, but the ladies become interesting and
Weird.
And then you
It's
run
getting-
out of time.
You run
quote
out of
unquote,
time.
run out of time. Oh, bummer.
No, hey, and I've found the cool part is I've found a way, having been in the legislature, I found a way to keep a connection with Boy Scouts. I got to go and present awards to them, present Eagle Scouts, and present merit awards throughout that. So that was actually a pretty cool part of my life all the way through. Chris, any specific memories of a great camp out?
Well, the biggest memory was getting caught in Hurricane Andrew in 1991 or two.
Aha.
We had,
That's what I wanted you to bring up, Chris. That was like a lawyer. I brought it up, but we're going to have to continue the conversation in a minute. But I want to talk with Chris about his harrowing experience in the Boy Scouts, and plus we've got our weekly Wiscos to do, and we're
We
going to talk
do.
about a lot of food. We're going to go through favorite foods, and you're going to learn Chef Lawton, Danielle, Chris, and my favorite casseroles today, and we're going to explain to you how to make them. Chris Kasper's our guest. We got Jacob in the fishbowl, Ellie Lawton, the chef, Danielle Fairman, my co-host, and I'm Joel Clayfish. This is Raised in Wisco. Man, that makes me want a foxtrot. I'll tell you that. Speaking of fox,
Do you want a foxtrot?
I've never hunted a fox before
Oh.
successfully. I would like to hunt a fox, but
You
I
should.
do. But I do eat everything that I kill, so I would have to try
Eat
to
the
eat fox. That would be a little
we
strange.
had a fox with not good health conditions in my backyard about a month ago.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, bummer.
that's a bummer. Did he have mange?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's the most common one that the canine species get that you can kind of see, I would say. Folks, joining us, this is Raised in Wisco, your one-stop shop for everything in the great outdoors of Wisconsin. We love having you along. We talk about food every week. Very clearly, we love food. Food's my favorite dish. Never met a food I didn't like. Danielle Fairman is my co-author of this show. So if you don't like how it's written, blame her.
Yes, please.
And Chef Ellie Lawton is the editor. So if it's
Well, that makes sense, actually.
it kind of does. Editor, auditor, you name it. Fill in the blank. Chris Kasper's our guest today. Works for Civic Media. He's kind of one of the bigwigs, so I got to make sure that everything goes smoothly with today's show. Chris, we went into the break, and I want to tease this because I want folks to understand. Chris had a camping experience in a class 3 or 4 hurricane.
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Five.
Five.
Oh, category
Wow.
5.
Jeez.
Category 5 hurricane. But we're gonna ease into that segment because we're gonna do our weekly Wisco.
Ooh.
We should have a jingle for weekly Wiscos. Wouldn't that be cool?
Sure.
Maybe we should write one. That'd be fun.
You're pretty good at jingles.
Danielle.
Hi.
I got Spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. What's your weekly Wisco?
My weekly Wisco is my birthday month.
Yay.
Oh, I'll take that. And as a matter of fact, Danielle's birthday was a mere 5 days ago,
Yes.
last Tuesday. So we're wishing Danielle a fantastic 29th birthday.
Yeah.
And we hope that she has a fantastic, wonderful year. This, for those of you who don't know, is also my birthday month.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope
I've-
you both been celebrating every day.
I have been celebrating often.
Oh, I love birthdays.
I love celebrating birthdays.
Yes.
I had mine at the beginning of the month, so I felt initially a little bit guilty about celebrating my birthday after my birthday.
No.
Why?
I don't feel that way anymore.
Good.
I
get a
am
birthday
celebrating
month.
every
Yeah.
day of my birthday month.
Absolutely.
The part I'm worried about that is like once the month ends, then I'll be really bummed. I'm worried because I want birthday July too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So for my birthday, I busted out my kayak, gave her a good rinse down with Wabam, and I've been out kayaking
Nice.
like
What's
multiple times
Wabam?
a week.
I gotta ask.
Wabam
Is that like cooking oil?
No,
Or?
yes, I rub cooking oil all over my kayak at night, and
So glad
There's
you
your
water.
segue,
yeah, I
Joel.
talk sweet music to it, or talk sweet things to it. Yes, no. Wabam is like
Oh,
the
boy.
greatest cleaning solution for your cars, for your house.
I've heard of Kaboom.
Wow.
I've never heard
No,
of Wabam.
Wabam. Okay.
Is that like the generic version of Kaboom?
No,
Because Kaboom's pretty
Wabam?
generic already.
Oh my goodness.
You
Wabam
both
is
stay
the
up late
best stuff.
on the shopping network, don't you?
So you want to know the best? Okay, so Wabam, we used it at my old company, Rams. We used it on the cleaning the equipment and everything on the inside. And I fell in love with it, and I was at Chicken Fest 2 years ago for my birthday. I know,
Okay,
Chicken
this
Fest.
all sounds
Is
fake.
this all going to be full
It's
circle?
not fake
This all
news.
sounds so fake.
And somebody was walking by and they had a Wabam shirt on for the cleaning stuff. And I was like, oh, Wabam, that's the greatest name ever. Like I started telling them about the cleaning solutions and all that kind of stuff. And it turns out it was actually the founders of Wabam. So,
Wabam.
And they didn't
Wabam.
offer
Did
you
you
a
get a
sales
business
job?
card?
Jeez.
Did you get a sponsorship out of this?
They
or-
actually live 2 doors down, or like, well, from where I live, like 2 doors down. So it's like a mile away.
oh
Wow.
my gosh.
And I got a bunch of free
It's like
product.
you wondered what it was about,
Oh,
and
this is
wabam,
way
they
more-
told you.
This is way more exciting for me than it is for you guys. I hope people are listening. They're
I
excited.
can't help this because I have a theory that everybody has a different sound for what it makes when you fire a gun.
Oh, wait, what?
Everybody has a different way they say when I fire a gun. If someone says, if you're going through a hunting story and you say you fired a gun, I always say, that's what
Yeah.
my sound for firing a gun is. But everybody has a different story. And my college roommate, Matt, when he fires a gun, he says, fwabap,
Fwabap.
fwabap.
Wow.
And so I want to know what everybody's sound is for when they're describing firing a gun. Danielle, what's yours? Kaboom. Kaboom.
I don't know.
You
I don't
just made-
really.
you have described shooting something before and you've made the fire sound.
Well, I more or less
I can't think
do
of
the
mine right now.
motions.
What is yours, Chef Lawton?
Since we're talking about cleaning, mine's wax on, wax off. I can't think of mine. Honestly, I think
Kaboom! Yeah.
Stoop. That's one of my friends from.
maybe like pew pew. I don't know.
Pew pew.
Nice.
When I
Okay,
shoot my BB
Chris
gun.
Kasper, what's yours?
pew, 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 pew.
See?
I have a funny story of an ex-girlfriend that told me one morning
Oh, I thought you
after,
said the
she's like,
next
you were dreaming in
girlfriend.
your sleep, and she was like, you were like, pew, 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 in your dream. And
You
that's
were
the funniest
Yosemite
thing ever.
Samming in your.
Like,
Oh,
If
my
you could see
gosh.
Chris, he just did
Pew,
finger
pew, pew,
guns
pew, pew,
while
pew,
he
pew,
was
finger
describing the
guns.
Wow.
and if that isn't funny, I don't know what is.
That's
but-
pretty fun.
Danielle, you took this train right off the tracks, girl.
No, I did
Right
Oh,
to
my
a
not.
Bam
gosh.
Mountain.
Ellie Lawton, what's your weekly Wisco?
I did not wax my kayak. I rode my horse.
Ooh,
I
that's a
did
heck
not
of a
think
good
you were
one.
going to say kayak after wax my, but
You
Yeah.
meant car.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, and I
Thought you
didn't
were gonna
ride a
say car.
sideways banana. Mine was the beauty of going down the road. I still scout when it's not hunting season and seeing all of the baby fawns
They're
with
so
their
cute.
mom deer.
And the goslings.
Oh, so beautiful. And goslings and baby ducks.
I
It
stopped
was
traffic.
phenomenal. Chris, give me your weekly Wisco.
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Something you did in the outdoors. We'll get to that. And a hurricane during a camping trip. This is Raised in Wisco. Having fun in the great outdoors of Wisconsin is as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, nice.
This is Raised in Wisco. I'm Joel Clayfish. That
Hello.
over there, that crazy lady over there is Danielle Fairman, our chef, Ellie Lawton. Chris Kasper's on the show. We have got, why is she laughing?
Because you
I
said
have-
that crazy lady, and I'm like, well, which one's he talking about?
Both of you. Definitely both of you.
Thank
Nah.
you.
Chris Kasper is our guest today. Works for Civic Media, but I got a chance to know him and realize we got a lot in common in the great outdoors. And he's got some wacky stories. In fact,
Even
I've
better.
been teasing it. I'm very excited to hear about this story.
Yes,
Chris
I'm ready for
Kasper
it.
decided to go camping in a Class 5 hurricane.
Well, were you already there, or did
Well,
you
that
decide
wasn't
to
the
Yeah,
plan.
did you
That
see it
wasn't
like,
the plan,
oh,
so-
the
Yeah.
weatherman said it's going to be horrible weather. Let's go.
I
Yeah.
was going to harken back to the Boy Scouts of America, and we wanted to go on a sailing trip. So we spent about a year and a half going through getting Red Cross certified for sailing and did all the things and got the merit badges. And we went down to the Florida Sea Base in Key Isla Mirada. It's a Boy Scout camp down there. And we were there for a couple of days, and it became clear that Hurricane Andrew was barreling down on us. So they
Oh, no.
evacuated us out of the Keys to Miami. And it was, if any of you have ever been to the Keys, it's just a 2-lane highway.
Yep.
Mhm.
going
One
down
way
there.
in, one way
and,
out.
And it was, like you could have walked faster than the train of cars
Oh,
getting
for
out
sure.
of there,
For
like
sure.
evacuating. And as it turns out, the storm shifted north the last 12 hours, and they evacuated us to the dead center of the storm.
Oh,
man.
no.
So they evacuated us to Florida International University, which was a very safe place away from the ocean and the storm surge. But it ended up being the very center of the storm, to the point where we could walk out during the eye of the hurricane and birds chirping and sunny day.
Oh, my
and then all of a
gosh.
That's.
sudden,
I always
boom, like
wondered if
hurricane
that's
again.
real. Like if
That's
that really feels. It's
100
got to be one of the most eerie feelings in the world.
It was like crazy storms, sirens going off, the whole thing, and then walking outside and it's beautiful, and then holy crap, we better get back inside right now,
Oh,
kind
wow.
of thing.
So how
And
long
so-
did that center stay over the top of you?
I would say the eye was maybe an hour.
Wow.
I was a teenager and I'm 48 now, so like we're going back.
But
in
you
my
know
memory
it's
from
coming.
That far ago.
You know the hell is
Yep.
coming back.
Yep. And the
What a
tail end,
crazy feeling.
Yes.
Mhm.
the tail end certainly did, and came back, and I was there with wonderful adults and leaders in our troop, and I think there were about 8 of us as children teenagers and a little bit younger on the trip, and we were stranded.
Well, this
like
is what
all
you guys were
electricity and
preparing
everything.
for.
Yeah.
Survival
well,
instincts.
yeah.
Like this is like
That's
real
what all those
world.
badges were for.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Danielle, because the motto for the Boy Scouts is "Be prepared."
Yeah.
Be prepared.
So were you
Were
prepared?
you guys
Yeah.
prepared?
Did you
Well, we
actually
weren't
follow
prepared for a
through?
hurricane necessarily, but we were prepared with our values that Joel so eloquently rattled off before. I don't even think I could rattle those off that quickly. But we're like, well, hey, we're stranded. We're Boy Scouts. We're here to help. So we volunteered with the Red Cross for about 3 days to
that's
just, hey,
wonderful.
we're here. We're Boy Scouts. We're going to do whatever we can. And I think I made tens of thousands of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for everybody that was hanging
I
out
would
there.
love that
And
job.
like, it
You
formed
would
my
love
love
that
of
job.
corned beef hash out of a giant 1-gallon can.
Oh, wonderful.
And so that experience was formative. And I'm like, I'm a Minnesota farm boy. What the heck am I doing in the middle of a hurricane? But I mean, there we were.
That's awesome.
So
though.
yeah, that is an experience I will never ever forget.
And nobody got
Ever.
hurt. Nobody. Everybody made it
Well,
out
none of us
fine,
got
and-
hurt. A
Yeah,
lot of people
right,
got
right.
hurt.
No, nobody in your group got hurt.
And we had stayed at Homestead Air Force Base on the way down, and like a week before, and that got wiped off the map. Like
Oh,
it was
wow.
just gone.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So have you returned to the Keys since?
Not as an adult. I have not. I've been to Florida quite a few times since then, but we got friends that have snowbirded, as the word is, and are in Florida, and things are not going to get better there with the hurricanes and things. Like I
No.
don't think their forecast this year for the hurricane season. It's not a good outlook for that. So. But we were there, and it was an experience that I will never, ever forget.
Yeah, no. And speaking of the Boy Scout motto, "Be prepared," that reminds me of preparing food. Because everything
Nice.
reminds me of
Revolves
food
around food.
somehow.
I love the story when you got to the sandwiches and the corned beef hash.
Wow.
You know, who should be the chef in the group? Definitely Ellie.
Yes.
She would sit and make 1,000 peanut butter and jelly
With
sandwiches.
the biggest smile on my face.
And meticulous about
Oh.
the first one and the 1,000th. That I can just
Yeah.
about guarantee. What when you came to my house the first time, did you to set up the studio, Chris? Did you think you'd be leaving with a bag full of raw wild meat?
I hadn't even thought about it, to be honest, but I sorry about almost knocking the wildebeest off the wall. by the
That's
way.
okay.
Oh,
Many people do.
Yes.
Everybody
our,
does.
Our field producer Noah almost knocks something off the wall every
time.
week. So
Yes.
every time we say, "Noah, please be careful. I don't want you to get hurt," and he conks his head on one of the various animals.
And I want
to
to clarify when he says, I didn't mean knock the wildebeest off the wall. That's not just a saying.
Yeah,
There's
literally.
so many things
There's
on
literally
this
a
wall.
wildebeest
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
many
Like, this
people
is
knock
actually
their
a
head
thing.
into. Yeah, that is a fact.
Alligators,
So-
turkeys,
Your-
bears,
Oh
your
my.
best, your
elk.
best bet is to just walk in there on all fours and just stay down. Stay down low.
Stay down.
So out of all the
You're not
things that he
kidding,
gave
especially
you,
for me being 6'6".
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
out of all the things he gave you, what was your favorite? And have you had those before? Whatever he gave you?
Oh man, I think maybe my favorite is the most recent one that I sent him a picture of, and it was a young hen, wild turkey, and it was you sent me along with at least 20 or if not 30 pounds of food, and
Yeah.
I love to
That was
cook. I
awesome.
don't
What
miss
did you
many
make out of the
meals.
turkey?
Yeah, I want to
So
know
I did
that.
this one I did it was a wok stir fry, and
Ooh.
use a little grapeseed oil, fried up the veggies, and chopped it up into edible bites. The hen and topped it off with some Japanese barbecue sauce over a bed of brown rice, and it was just mouthwatering. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
That was
It
your
looked
first
very,
time
very
cooking
good.
wild turkey?
No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
not.
No,
Not my first time drinking it either.
Yum. So you had that with your stir fry, hey?
Yes. Yes. No, it was no. I'm big into smoking meats. Low and slow is the way to
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
I have lots of friends that I don't do a lot of hunting anymore, but I grew up doing a lot of it and fishing, a lot of ice fishing. Still do that, and it was just so good. And to know that like a personal friend of mine like harvested this meat, and it just makes it all that much more special. So
Well, I appreciate that, and I couldn't agree with you more. If you haven't had wild game, I have a quick question for you. People always ask me, what is the difference between wild turkey and a turkey you buy from the store? And I tell them, if you prepare it right, you can't tell the difference, really.
That's
I
very
really
true.
don't think you can. And would you say it turned out that way? Can you even really tell the difference if you do it right?
100%. 100%. And my big thing with like, especially with fish and poultry, is brine it overnight.
Yeah.
That's a
Ooh.
huge thing. You brine it overnight, and it gets a lot of that. Sometimes what people call it's bitter or gamey. You just got to do a little reading, little bit of studying up, and brine it overnight and do the things, and
Yeah,
it's better if
You're
not
speaking
anything,
my
it's
love
better.
language, man. Brining. Whew.
brining is your love language.
Yeah. Brining, marinating.
Not receiving gifts or
no,
physical
I
time.
don't
It's
want
brining.
No, brining. Brining and marinating.
Okay. Well, I'm going to marinate on that, I guess. What, Danielle, if you're listening to the show and you don't catch it live, how can you see and listen to this amazing show if you miss us? Saturdays at 11 on the 21 civic media stations throughout Wisconsin.
I love that you said that, because we have a buffet of Taco John's in front of us right now.
And that is also marinating.
Yes.
It is marinating in the heavy juices of the warmth of the studio right now.
You can listen to us on Facebook Live, which you can see the whole entire smorgasbord of Taco John's. You can also listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music, but also you can go on YouTube and you get to see it as well. But if you go onto Facebook, please give us a like. We would love to hear your thoughts. So please send us a message and we will try to talk about it on air.
Yes.
And check out our weekly recipes that we're posting on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes. So we've got, I want to give a quick shout out to Megan Salazar, who is
Salad bar.
Megan's Salad Bar. Everything relates to food, who is really taking over the helm on our Facebook page. Join our Facebook page. Send us photos. We will post them. We'll talk about it on the air. Ask us questions through the Facebook page. Listen, we love to learn on Raised in Wisco as much as we love to share what we know about the great outdoors of Wisconsin. So please feel free to contact us through Facebook. Tell us what you like we're doing. Tell us what you want to hear more of. I'm going to start, though. This is going to take a little bit, because today we're doing our favorite casseroles for the cooking segment of the show. And I want everybody here to talk about their favorite casserole. And if you're listening out there and you're not a casserole fan, or you say to yourself, oh man, I've gone to enough family reunions or potlucks and casserole, I'm telling you, you haven't been creative enough, because casserole just means a few different ingredients put together, and you can become really creative, especially when you're talking about your wild game or your fish that's either caught in a local stream or lake or purchase from the store. And also, one thing that's important to me is that everybody understand, you do not need to have wild game to do our recipes. Every recipe we talk about has a protein. Just about every recipe has a protein. Sure, we do some sides that don't have a meat in it, but a meat or a fish. But you do not need to have wild game. You can apply our recipes. Chef Lawton explains them so simply. You can apply her recipes and the recipes we talk about on this show. You can do them at home, and you can use store purchased meat, and you don't even have to buy the expensive store purchased meat. Most of the recipes we do, you can use your much less expensive cuts. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when we talk about our casseroles. I want to have everybody just quickly name their casseroles, and then we're going to get into them. Danielle, what casserole are you going to talk about?
I do love my pot pie casseroles.
Ooh, perfect. Chef Lawton?
Cowboy casserole.
Cowboy casserole. Interested to know what that is. Chris Kasper, you got a favorite casserole?
Reuben.
Ooh, I like it. Jacob, you like casseroles? You got one in mind?
Tuna.
Tuna casserole.
Pulling out the tuna casserole. I'm going to say wild turkey casserole. We're going to get to how to make all of those. This is Raised in Wisco. cowboy, baby. This is Raised in Wisco. I'm your host, Joel Clayfish. Danielle Fairman is next to me, the world-famous culinarian chef. Ellie Lawton joins us, and Chris Kasper's on the show with us tonight.
Do you guys know that Jacob just played the theme song for my casserole?
Oh, you know what? I bet it wasn't. I'm going to bet you it was not even by coincidence, because that's the kind of guy Jacob is.
Right.
Jacob, you think around the corners sometimes, and
You're
I like
the best,
it.
Jacob.
I do like that. That's
And
for sure.
I think the most important thing is that even if you don't, you should let people think that you did. Because who
Hey,
knows?
fake it till you make it, brother. Fake it till you make it. We're doing casseroles for the cooking segment today. I'm going to keep mine wild game, but I'm going to start with Chef Ellie Lawton because
Ooh.
that's
The best
why
of the
she gets
best.
paid the big bucks to be on the show as the official chef.
I get paid
of
in Taco
Raised
John's.
in
so-
Wisco. You get paid in Taco John's you bought tonight.
Oh my God, what is happening? I bought, you're drinking out of my Yeti. What is happening here?
Hey, it's a family affair. It's family style. That's what they call that.
Casserole. Well, it's not really casserole
I'm
season
excited for
here in
this.
Wisconsin, but honestly,
Is it not though?
can you can
Is
have
it not
casserole
always
all year
casserole
round, right?
season?
So casserole, you guys might go back and forth. I know some people that are like, you know what? Lasagna's not a casserole.
Yes, it is.
XYZ is not a casserole.
Yes, it is.
Casserole is the dish you bake it in and you serve it out of. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
Oh,
all
wait,
be
can
on
we
the
say
same
that again
page.
for the people in the back, aka Josh Belsky?
Josh, don't make me come
He does
over and give you a
not-
lecture on casseroles.
Yes, he does not say it's a he does not call it a casserole dish.
Oh,
Just the glass dish. I'm like, what?
It's a
Josh.
casserole.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
we'll handle that later on with Josh. So my casserole, I've talked about it before. It's cowboy casserole. Everyone always asks me for the recipe. It is so easy. 2 pounds of whatever ground meat you want. I use venison beef. It turns out great. Brown that. Add some onions, some peppers that are sautéed, a little bit of salsa. You're measuring with your heart. About a cup of barbecue sauce. Whatever veggies you have, throw it in there. Saute it up. And the topping is going to be just a cornbread mixture. You can get the pre-mixed stuff, or you can make your own from scratch. Throw some jalapenos on top. Bake that for
Oh my
375 for about 45 minutes till the cornbread is done. And you have an awesome casserole. And then serve it with salsa and sour cream and
sounds
avocado
so
and some
good.
right wing sauce and all the
Oh, boy.
toppings.
That sounds fantastic.
That's mine.
See, that sounds like a
All
good
right.
rain day.
Hey, everybody have a great week. See you now. My mouth is watering for sure. Danielle, tell us about your casserole.
Well, I'm a Popeye fanatic. With your
Yum.
Joel Clayfish,
love
your pot
Popeyes.
pie is so good. But
Yes,
the
it is.
casserole, it's a lot easier. You can either make it with noodles or get the graham biscuits. Just bake your biscuits
Oh.
first, and I love making everything on the Traeger. So
Oh, yeah.
just bake your.
What's your meat of choice in your
Mine?
casserole?
Well, that's my girl right there, the Traeger.
I love using steak.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I just
yum.
love steak.
Yeah.
I love steak.
You are a steak
Red
girl.
Good
meat.
steak.
I'm
Yep.
all about it. But you can use chicken. You can use turkey. You can use whatever protein that you like. Just put it in there. It's
Put it
going
on
to
What
the
work.
else are you
Traeger?
putting in the filling?
I go nice and easy. I like frozen vegetables, and I
Yep.
do cans of cream of chicken or cream of mushroom,
Okay.
and then I put
That's
it
a
all together.
classic Wisconsin casserole
Yes,
right
it is.
there.
Yes,
Yes.
And you
pour it
cannot
all
go
in there.
wrong with it. You just can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
And even if you have a tougher cut of meat or a less tender cut of meat, when you roll it on that Traeger low and slow all
Oh
day
yes,
long,
so good.
it
In a
gets
cast
so
iron
tender.
though. Got to put it in a cast iron. We're talking about
ooh, I do
casseroles,
like
Oh,
that.
cast.
I
Got
do
to
love
have
cooking in
cast
cast.
iron.
That
You know
technically
cast iron.
that technically makes it a what, chef? That's called a
Dutch
cobbler
oven?
then, correct? French
Oh, what?
a Dutch oven.
Dutch oven
yes,
cobbler.
yes, yep.
Well, if it was
No.
a Dutch oven, it'd have a lid on it.
Oh, that's true.
I
So
do not
we're just
put a
going
lid
to
on.
stick with this as her casserole and move on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my casserole.
Whoa, sorry I
Sorry you
blew
blew
up.
up.
Sorry I blew up, everybody. Kasper, what's your casserole?
Well, I do a Reuben tater tot,
Oh,
and I'm from Minnesota,
yum.
so we
Give me
call it
some
a
of your
hot
tots,
dish. So you
man.
have to excuse me.
A hot dish,
Hot
yep.
dish,
Hot dish.
hot dish,
Hot
and casserole, the
dish.
same thing.
Yes.
Love me a hot dish.
So you, however you procure your corned beef, I mean, it could just be as easy as some
One, two,
sliced
three.
corned beef for sandwiches, and you chop it up and throw it in. A little bit of sauerkraut, a little bit of Swiss cheese shredded, throw it in there with some Thousand Island, and mix that all together and put it in the bottom of the casserole or hot dish pan and spread it out, and then neurotically place the tater tots on top of it, glaze it with some Thousand Island, and then shred some Swiss on top of it. Throw it in the Traeger at 450 or the oven at 450, and if you really want to give that marbled rye taste, grind a little bit of caraway seeds.
Love it.
Oh,
Great
yes.
idea. Love it.
Yes.
And it tastes like a Reuben. I swear to God, it tastes like a Reuben.
I want to
amazing.
know how on earth I am so full and so hungry.
Joel, let's get to your casserole.
What's your
All
answer?
right. I'm going to roll my wild turkey, wild goose, or venison in the crock pot all day long with a basic recipe. Water, lemon juice, some Provider seasonings, and a cup of oil. Shred the heck out of it. Take the stock out of that, make a roux and a gravy, put it back in with your shredded meat, put that shredded meat on the base, and then I cover it with stuffing croutons, and then I cover that with mashed potatoes, and then I sprinkle chives and bacon bits on top and throw it in the oven to get crispy on the top, and I've got a
Yum.
wild turkey casserole, wild goose
That
casserole.
sounds amazing.
Oh boy, oh boy.
That's
it
Thanksgiving
is
in a
something.
dish.
That is.
Yes.
And you know, it
That
is.
sounds
it's,
amazing.
It's the
Thanksgiving
heat. It's
casserole,
amazing.
like
and
it.
it's the heat of summer right now, but don't be scared of them casseroles. Serve them outside when it gets a little cooler. We love having you along. Again, another Raised in Wisco that went by in the flash of a pan. That's Danielle Fairman. That's Chef Ellie Lawton. Over there is Chris Kasper. I'm Joel Clayfish. We'll see you next week on Raised in Wisco.